Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Cathal and Stigs Show. I'm your host, Junior Danny Stigliano. I'm joined by my partner, Senior Cathal Donahue, talking New York baseball and NY Jets football. How are we doing today, Cathal?
Not too bad. How are you, Stigs?
I'm pretty well. I'm a little infuriated with the Yankees, but we'll get
We'll
into
get
that
to
later.
We'll get to that.
So, Cathal, I want to start off today with a little bit of Edwin Diaz talk. I've heard a lot of rumors of Edwin Diaz possibly going to the Dodgers or the Padres and even come back to the Mets. What do you think of that as a Mets fan?
There are a lot of options for Edwin Diaz. Obviously, coming off another career year, he had that torn ACL he was recovering from in 24, out for 23, had a great year in 22, but coming off yet another career year. Look, the opportunities are endless for him. It's his last big contract. He's looking to get a similar deal of what he got back in the offseason of 22. And it depends what the Mets want to do. If they want to go in on Pete, they're going to have to probably get a low-end closer, and that would not be Edwin Diaz. But I've heard many different things. Devin Williams could be in the options for the Mets if Edwin Diaz does go. Look, it's whatever they're deciding. I mean, Steve Cohen's got the money. If he wants to go out and do it, he can go and sign him. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Edwin Diaz, I mean, he's a great player. He has an overall great player overall, and he had a great season back in 22. He had a really good season this year, obviously winning NL Reliever of the Year. And I think it's a perfect situation for the Dodgers. I mean, listen, when you have Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming in and saving your World Series, that's just something you can't have. And I mean, they need a closer right now. That last year they signed two closers because they were like, why not? And both failed miserably with Kirby Yates and Tanner Scott. And now you only got one. You got another opportunity. You want to win three in a row. I think it starts with your closer position right now. And Edwin Diaz, I think it's going to be a great place if he signs there. That's probably the best situation out of the bunch because, I mean, the Mets right now. If I'm the Mets, I'm focusing on getting Pete Alonso just because he's one of your best players. Had a career year last year. You got to bring him back. He's a Met guy and possibly a guy you can name as your next captain. And yeah, I think Edwin Diaz could totally be a Dodger, and I honestly think that's my prediction. I think he will be a Dodger. And Kyle, let's get into the Yankee side of things now.
Ooh.
Yesterday, Trent Grisham accepted the one-year qualifying offer extended by the Yankees for $22.05 million. An interesting deal. I am not happy about it, Cathal. I mean, it's a career lifetime 218 hitter, and he had a career year which wasn't even spectacular, nothing to write home about. And you're giving him $22 million? It doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you even reach it out to him when he is not the caliber of a player that you're worth of $22 million? He's not worth that much. He's maybe worth $10 to $15 million a year at most. So that just baffles me, Cathal.
It's definitely surprising. Surprised me what Brian Cashman was doing there. It's unwanted money, especially when it's a huge offseason for the Yankees, for Aaron Boone and everyone there. Using $22 million on Trent Grisham is crazy. I find it very crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the fact that, it is a big offseason. You came off a World Series appearance, and then you lose Juan Soto the next season, and then you don't even make it back close to the World Series this season. And now you need a really big offseason. You need another player. Cody Bellinger's out in free agency, and now you're missing two outfield spots. If you want Jason Dominguez to be one, that is fine. But if you're going to go out and reach out to Trent Grisham, don't give him that kind of money at that point. Let him walk, see what he can do, and just bring back a guy like Cody Bellinger, sign Kyle Tucker. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, really, it's really confusing. But I've really seen a lot about Cody Bellinger now with the Yankees. That he is like the favorite, which is good because I think bringing him back is probably the best case scenario. Kyle Tucker's looking like it doesn't really look too good. I think he's going to be a Dodger or a Blue Jay or one of those other teams. I think Cody Bellinger, he wants to be a Yankee. His dad was a Yankee. He was a really special player. And now we need Cody Bellinger back here in the Bronx. And he had a really good year last year. He batted 270, 30-plus home runs. If he comes back with the Yankees, it's just a match made in heaven. And then now we're going to – Kyle, what do you think of Cody Bellinger? I've heard some stuff about him with the Mets, too.
Yeah, the Mets are obviously in the market for a center fielder. Cody Bellinger could fill that hole, but I just don't see a situation where he comes to New York. On the other side of New York, I think he definitely stays a Yankee, similar to the amount of money that Trent Grisham is making, surprisingly. But yeah, I think he's definitely going to remain a Yankee.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the Yankees also have another big hole. Anthony Volpe obviously recovering from that torn labrum. And he hasn't been good at all. And they're really missing a shortstop at this point. You got Jose Caballero, but he's not a starter. He's a platoon type of guy. And the guy, I think if the Yankees want to spend money and take their next level, to go to the World Series or get to that next level is Bo Bichette. I mean, he had a really good year last year when he was healthy.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in the playoffs. He was hurt in the playoffs, and he still showed out, and he looked amazing. But I think luring him away from Toronto is going to be very, very tough. Obviously, he's not a spectacular defender,
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, but he definitely gives you an offensive production, and I think because of his defensive situation, he could remain with the Blue Jays because they are a better defensive team all around with Andres Gimenez playing second. I think if Blue Jays suit him more, but I would not be surprised if the Yankees try to get him. But I think that would be the hardest free agent for them to get.
Yeah, obviously I think he's gonna stay a Blue Jay just because of one, the money situation. The Yankees are very like stingy of how they want to spend their money, and the Blue Jays just went to the World Series. They could bring back him on a pretty expensive deal, probably around $175 million, $200 million. But he's worth that money, and the Blue Jays have it. So why not? You're only really paying Vladimir Guerrero. Everybody else is under a short-term cheap deal.
Still top 5 in the league in payroll.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to go out there. You got to make your team a little better. And I even think, Cathal, I think bringing Kyle Tucker would be a great situation for them as well.
It would be probably the biggest move of the offseason. He's the biggest free agent, Kyle Tucker. And I think bringing him in makes them they're already contenders. But, I mean, adding him, basically locking down the AL East every year. I mean, we could see a rematch of the World Series again next year if they bring in Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Kyle, sorry to cut you off there, but I saw Kyle Tucker to the Blue Jays. I saw like a rumor about that, and I saw really it came from Giraffe Neck Mark, big Mets fan, YouTuber.
boy.
And I saw him say, imagine that lineup, instead of Nathan Lucas, you put in Kyle Tucker. And I was like, that is crazy to say because that top three would be Bichette, Guerrero, Springer, and Tucker. That is disgusting and just dangerous.
But I mean, also it's the Blue Jays going after a free agent.
Yeah.
I mean, when they always say they're in on this big free agent. Remember Shohei last year, Soto. I mean, it's every single year. It's just can they close the deal? That's the question for them.
I think more so it would be with closing the deal rather than they're a team you want to be on. I think it's the fact that they can't restrict. They got to go out and sign the guy. They got to be, come here, instead of just like whatever about it. Because if they're more antsy to get the player, he will come. And if he comes to the team, we'll be very dangerous. Now, Cathal, we'll get to our annual segment about our New York Jets. Last week was not good.
The Jets were back jetting, as they say. Another loss. What are the odds? I mean, not surprised.
Yeah.
Patriots, real good team, going up to New England. Rob Gronkowski day. Drake May just torched our defense, especially that secondary. He looked great, MVP caliber once again. It's just they're helpless right now. Just can't wait to flip that calendar. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Justin Fields looked terrible. I mean, first drive, you were like, whoa, like this is getting flashbacks from week 1 of how good he was and that opening drive, and then just fell apart. We didn't score another touchdown to the third quarter, and that's all we did for the whole game. I mean, offensively, we were terrible. I mean, Fields stands in the pocket too long. He doesn't get rid of the football. If you don't get rid of the football, you're going to get sacked or you're going to go for a rush of 2 yards. That's what he did the whole game. Brees Hall's running game was unimpactful whatsoever. There was no impact to it. And, I mean, the defense was good. It was steady. It was keeping us in the game, surprisingly. Like, at a point, like, we were down 21-14 in the third quarter, and you're like, we could win this game. Like, it's just, we didn't deserve to. But, the Patriots obviously pulled away, Cathal.
I mean, especially after that first drive, like you mentioned, they established a run game early, and then they just lost it. I mean, it's just, like, the run game was spectacular that first drive. Brees Hall, obviously Justin Fields finished it with a rushing touchdown. But, I mean, they just lost it. I mean, I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened, but it's just the Jets.
Yeah, now, Aaron Glenn announced today, and it was found out previously by Rich Cimini, who he so loves, that Tyrod Taylor will be starting on Sunday versus the Ravens. Not that it matters, considering we're probably going to lose, Cathal. With Lamar Jackson, we can't stop a running quarterback, it seems. So I guess we'll see at this point.
Can't stop any quarterback.
And, yeah, the defense, though, was the bright side of the game. I mean, we saw Brandon Stevens was terrible. But, I mean, Will McDonald again, Jermaine Johnson, those guys, when they got in, they were getting double teamed. But when they got in. Jermaine Johnson got a sack. And they actually brought in a defensive player. They brought in a D tackle, Colin Saunders from the Saints, who can so impact our 2-8 season so far. So I guess we're going to have to see. And, the Ravens almost lost to the Browns surprisingly on
Yeah.
Sunday. They were in a tight knit matchup. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but I
And
mean,
Shador came in and
he
they
shadored and
yeah, it was not his
Ravens.
time.
Yeah, Ravens
It was not
won.
perfect timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they had an interesting play on that game. Mark Andrews had like his own little taking the snap
Mm-hmm.
and took it for like 35-yard touchdown. But I mean, the Jets. The keys to winning this game is really you got to stop Lamar Jackson. I mean, if he's gonna try to run, you got to shut that down. And offensively, it's a different kind of team like plan with Tyrod in the game. You know, he's more so a passing quarterback now because he can't run anymore. He's 35 years old. He's not gonna go out and get you a 30-yard rush. So I mean, they got to establish the pass. You know, you got to get it to guys like John Mechie, who we saw.
Maybe have
AD,
AD Mitchell
yeah,
start catching the
catching the
ball.
ball, get him on the jug machine. And yeah, I mean those guys really got to come in clutch. And you know, you got Mason Taylor, and you got to establish the run with Brees. If you can establish the run with Brees, just let him handle the ball. I mean, when we see he can control the run and get you 4 or 5 yards of carry, then you got to start taking him more and more. And you can't move away with it because if you move away from it, that's when we just lose the game. It seems, Cathal. I mean, you're getting away from the run with Brees, and then you're starting to sling the ball, and you're not slinging the ball because Fields is getting sacked every play because he can't throw the ball. So I mean, now you got a different team plan. You got to go in here with a plan to who cares about our record? Let's go in and win. And I hope that's what they're doing. If they're not, then I mean,
Fernando Mendoza's there
yeah,
waiting.
yeah,
But I think the Ravens are red hot. They've won 4 straight since their bye. They're they're healthy, not fully healthy, but they've gotten more healthy as the seasons went on. But look, I think it's the Jets. I mean, they're 2-8, top 5 pick. Do you really want to win against the Ravens? Probably not. I mean,
yeah.
Ravens are also looking for a playoff spot, especially with that Chiefs loss. They have the wild card. They're staring at the wild card right now. I think they're definitely in a very interesting situation where they have to win. The Jets basically ended the Bengals season a couple weeks ago. So I mean, could they do the same thing against the Ravens? It's the Ravens. So I don't think so.
Yeah, we just see the Jets. Their draft pick is just falling and falling with these wins that they're great for. Yay, we won, but we're not going anywhere with these wins. I mean, now you're looking at a fifth overall pick, but if you're really looking at it, the two main guys they're taking quarterbacks, the Saints, if they decide to stick with Show or Rattler, I doubt it. They're probably going to take a quarterback. And the Cleveland Browns, who are just in a quarterback mess. I mean, you draft two quarterbacks, and both are terrible. I mean, Dylan Gabriel is not good, and Shador Sanders is interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, not good, not good at all. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, look, I think either Fernando Mendoza or Ty Simpson. Obviously, you're going to pick Fernando Mendoza 100% of the
absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
I am not that high on Ty Simpson. I think he holds the ball too long. But still, I mean, you got to end up with the top pick. I mean, you have 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years. You got to be able to start with a quarterback without having to trade up for a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you could trade up with a team like the Giants or the Titans very easily. It's just how much are you willing to spend to get up there, and then you could instead of doing that, you could just take those picks and go after a Kyler Murray or a different type of quarterback, or just wait till next year. Thank you guys for joining us on this great day. We will see you guys next week, hopefully with the Jets win.